Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double shot and time.
Picked. See Matt Kenseth now back in second spot. For both Kenseth and Jimmy Johnson, the race did stay green till everybody else pitted, so they're right back in the thick of things. Kenseth.
Oh, and Ricky Rudd, hard contact with the outside retaining wall.
Oh, I guess.
Talk to me, Rick. Around here, we'll check it out.
See Ricky trying to get the window net down and bail out of that thing.
Yeah, we can see there's a fire underneath the car.
Can you make it?
Nope. No.
Sorry, Rick. Yeah, he's talking there a minute ago, Pat Badger.
Rick Cordell, the spotter, telling Michael McSwain that he was talking a moment ago.
Looks like might have blew a tire, Raymond.
See if we can tell what happened to Ricky Rudd to cause this hard crash. You heard what they were talking about? Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely a tire went down.
And Michael McSwain just saw that replay and said, yeah, I would say he blew a tire. I agree with you, Michael.
So I was just starting to talk about how Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth had gotten through the cycle of pit stops without a caution coming out. We're back in the top 10, and the yellow flag waves for Ricky Rudd having his problem. It hadn't been all that long since Ricky pitted, had it? When was the last time he stopped?
See how slowly he gets out of there.
Yeah, he had just stopped at lap 198.
Tell you what.
It's okay.
Looks okay. Man. They don't get by Jeff Gordon before they come around the next time. Oh, they will not pass it. And Michael
Waltrip. Jeff Green is involved.
Jeff Gordon spinning down the inside.
Gordon is in the grass. They're racing for the lead at the head of the pack, double wide. They're going to stop the field, restart the race, and try and settle it.
Labonte, a lot of damage to the nose of that car. And with Sterling, can he last a couple of laps under the green?
Back before the restart.
Michael Waltrip hit Mark Martin.
Rusty Wallace is involved.
Watch Waltrip almost go by the pace car here. Yikes. And Robert Presley's car being pushed on pit road.
Man, pace car gassed it right there at the last second.
One more look. We see him, Jeff Gordon, bringing him down really, really slow. And then Mark Martin runs in the back of Michael Waltrip. And
now watch here, Sterling Marlin goes underneath of Jeff. Jeff goes down, tries to run the black block on Sterling, and runs across the nose.
But Marlin was below that yellow line, wasn't he? That's out of bounds. Drivers were told in the drivers' meeting, if you go below that yellow line and advance your position, you're going to be penalized.
That's right.
Will they penalize Sterling Marlin there?
There's Jeff Green.
Hideo Fukuyama's car has just been retired, and there may be a second candidate. Bill Elliott has been crashed on the front stretch.
Hard contact with that inside wall for Elliott's car.
Now Robbie's going to try to get it back. Oh, I don't think Kurt's going to give it to him, though.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, he did.
Probably wisely so, with that 9 car sitting sideways across the front stretch.
Matt, all that, see?
Well, Bill, you know, I was not in the car with Bill, and I will effort to find that for you, but just wanted you to know how much he'd done the last time in terms of speed.
I got you.
Well, let's tell you.
Yeah,
he got hit.
We just saw it. I think that was the 25 car that was outside of him.
Let's see.
I think the...
All aboard with Mark Martin, we'll see. Yep. Hey, Dave, he made contact with the 25 car coming off turn 4, and when he swung to avoid the 25, he hit the inside wall.
Pass it on.
Well, there you go.
Turn 2, more trouble. Jack Sprague in the 60, Ken Schrader in the 36, and Morgan Shepherd in the 89.
These guys are coming off of 2 so close to each other. It's just really squeezing each other.
Schrader and Sprague had pitted under that last caution. Morgan Shepherd had not. Morgan had slipped back a little bit there in that first couple of laps of racing. So,
and we see some damage to the left side of Morgan's car, fender rubbing the tire.
It'll be a tough day for Shepherd. 60-year-old veteran trying to make his way with his own team here on the NASCAR Winston Cup circuit.
And you're right, well, there they are, side by side, and oh, I see. Kyle Petty gets the back of him.
But I think he had, was that Morgan? I think Morgan had to back out of the throttle because he got loose. And when because he was there again, he had a car right on his right rear fender, and I think he got a little bit loose, and he got out of the throttle a little bit, and Kyle was there.
That was Dave Blaney that was just to the outside of Morgan in the yellow car.
For the 29, Bill.
Car owner Ray Evernham crash on the track.
Wow, big time crash.
Kenny Wallace. Now they'll come back to the caution with 3 laps to go. This is probably going to be the race to the finish here. Remember, 4 laps or more is kind of the rough spot for NASCAR in using that red flag. We'll see what happens here at Watkins Glen. But Tony Stewart is coming back around to the caution. This could be the end of the race.
Walsh walking around.
Oh, off the ground. No brakes at all coming in there.
Man.
Still nicer to hit in those foam than walls.
Touching the outside guardrail.
Yeah, I talked with Ricky some in the garage area this morning. Trouble on the backstretch. John Andretti got nudged in traffic and pounds the inside wall.
Your caution will be out.
Andretti was 24th at the time.
And that's the second time. What you were talking about earlier, car's been on the outside. Back in the spring race, someone was on the outside of Andretti, pulled him around. He spun, 3 or 4 cars involved.
You see John has dropped the window net, his signal to the safety workers that he's okay.
Well, physically he's okay. Mentally he's a little steamed right now, but I guess.
His car certainly is.
Let's see if we can see what happened. They come off the corner and...
Yeah, I don't know if somebody got in the back or not, BP. I think you're right. It looks like he got loose off of there. I don't see any marks on that back bumper.
Do now.
But I'm sure they'll give us a better replay to look at.
Ooh, Wally issues the challenge.
All right. There we see the rescue workers trying to get the hood off so the wrecker will be able to pick the car up.
Limits the amount of revolutions the engine can turn. And the turn 4 got a crash. Greg Biffle. Caution's out again.
Looks like Greg is holding the brakes on the car to keep it from rolling back down the hill.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just a little disgusted.
Yeah. Yellow flag number 5. Just past 100 miles, and Kevin Harvick brings the field back to the caution flag.
There we see Biffle on the inside of Jimmy Spencer, and Wally, that's what we talked about. Get the car on the outside, you just get loose, and around it goes. Ooh, heavy contact.
At least he hit it with the left front corner of the car instead of driver's side. But yeah, if you get those cars close to each other, it just takes the air off the bottom guy so bad. Makes your car so loose. Hard to save one like that.
Yes, it is. And I don't think
not for any abuse on our stuff, man. We babied that thing all weekend. Never turned at any RPMs or whatever, so it just made up its mind it wasn't going to go that far, and it didn't.
Thank you, Mark. Mark Martin out, caution flag out. Multi-car accident, turns 3 and 4. And Jeremy Mayfield, Ricky Rudd, Johnny Benson's in it, and Jimmy Spencer.
And JB, we got a little fire back there in the back, so if I were you, I think I'd be getting out as quick as I could.
Now, we just took the 6 lap to go, Mark. Leaders are going to come back around to 5 laps to go. And they're going to put the red flag out when they get down to turn 1. They're going to gather the field up behind the pace car and red flag this race, and they're going to rack them up again for another shot at the finish.
Wow.
Same thing that happened a year ago in this race, guys. Red flag at the end.
Yep. There's Mayfield.
Ricky Rudd, some of those cars really hit the wall hard up there in 3 and 4.
And some of these guys were guys that were on the lead lap, like Benson, and in position for a good finish.
Well, the Rudd's car's rolling. I thought that must have him confused with someone else.
Yeah, it's Spencer's car. It's the other one I think you're looking at. It's under Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer looked like he slid up the racetrack and caught the left rear of Jimmy Spencer, and then everybody else, or a few of them, didn't have anywhere to go. Looked like Johnny was chasing up the racetrack a little bit, and unfortunately Spencer was there.
I saw the 28 car go up and hit the wall, and I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. I thought he really pounded it, but
Benson was the one the back end gets moved in so heavily on.
He's the guy that really pounded. That's where I see Rudd hitting the wall, and I thought that much worse than it was, but Benson, yeah. Jeremy gets in the back of Johnny. John Andretti just barely gets through Tony Stewart.
And another look. We got this covered from all angles.
Looks like Benson would have got away with it if Jeremy was there.
Wrong place, wrong time for Jeremy and Ricky.
Well, let's try. Surely one of these cars has an onboard camera. We can see the wreck.
On the dash area, it's about 150. There's action on the track.
Got a crash. It's Kurt Busch with a hard crash.
That's too bad. He was flying.
He was running very, very well. Looks like he might have tested that safety barrier one more time.
He was in 17th place at the time of the accident, after starting the race back in 38th. Boy, he has pounded the wall with the left side of that Ford. And great news there.
Oh, he's mad at somebody.
Yes, he is.
He's angry at somebody.
I think he's got his weapon. Oh, no, it's his
That's
hat.
a hat.
He's going down and just tell somebody when they go by that he's angry.
All right. Survey says.
Who's he racing with there?
We're here, and it's a red car.
Jimmy Spencer?
Yeah. That would be what, the 3rd or 4th time this year that they've tangled?
Remember Bristol. You see, there goes Spencer. Off turn 4. We talk about Bristol. There's Kurt Busch. He was the winner at Bristol. But let's go back this spring. In April, Spencer makes a little contact with Kurt Busch, gets on the inside, takes the lead, just a few laps to go. Kurt Busch goes down to turn 1. Says, okay, Jimmy, out of the way you go, I go by and win the Bristol race. Spencer almost wins.
And they've made contact a couple of more times since then on the racetrack too.
Because it was at Phoenix. Didn't that
Last year.
the start of it last year
Yeah.
at Phoenix?
At the very top of the screen, Kurt Busch is on the inside of Jimmy Spencer. Down that long straightaway, Kurt moves over to get some air between the two cars. Get to turn 3.
He just booted him out of the way.
Wow, that's not good.
No. I mean, here you got a guy coming, okay, he passed him clean, and you could see the car was slowing up in front of you. I don't think Kurt's going to let that one go over too easy.
By about 3 feet.
And by the way, Kurt Busch has been invited to have a visit to the Big Red Truck for his on-track demonstrations. I think one was okay, another one was not. So
was
the NASCAR
showboating, maybe?
Yeah, the NASCAR officials want to have a little chat with him in the principal's office after the race is
I've been
over.
invited there a couple times.
I'll bet you have. With a hard crash.
That's too bad. He was flying.
He was running very, very well. Looks like he might have tested that safer barrier one more time.
He was in 17th place at the time of the accident. On the front stretch. 5, 6 cars involved. Kevin Harvick's in it. Ward Burton, Ricky Craven, Robbie Gordon. It's Bobby Hamilton sliding across the grass.
Look at the spring underneath the fuel cell.
Yeah, rear spring laying underneath the fuel cell there.
All right, what happened?
When you see springs laying on the racetrack, that means something bad happened.
Hard hit.
They come off the corner, 3 wide. Ward Burton, Kyle Petty get together.
They got in the grass.
Yep.
Whoever that was. Todd Bodine got that left side tires in the grass like we talked about earlier. You don't want to do because it's so wet down there. And it shot him right back up the racetrack into traffic. Watch here. Yeah, kind of got the end of it there. Or after he's already been in the grass.
That white car on the outside, Jeff Green.
And Harvick takes some air here.
And the 44 car, Jerry Nadeau down through the grass. I'm surprised he didn't get stuck there as muddy as it was.
I think he had momentum on his side.
Listen to this.
What a mess. Here's the first look at it again, where you just see Todd Bodine's left side tires nip that grass. Remember all the rain we had today, the 3-hour delay?
Right here, watch. He hits the grass, the car slides up into traffic.
And it's on.
A lot of cars involved. Oh, man, oh, man. On board, John Andretti just barely gets through this. I think, oh, he does.
Back down.
And you can see the mud hit the lens from when Todd went through the grass.
Todd Bodine. Listen to this. Marty's going
Off it.
Oh, big crash, turn 1. Jimmy Spencer.
Well, it finally got real loose.
Get out of there. It's on fire, buddy. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just blew up, I guess, going in.
Caution is out. And Spencer wiggling out of that car, and it's good to see. Did Stewart get a lap back there? No. Tony did not get his lap back.
There, it's on fire, buddy. Get out. I see him getting out on TV. He's okay. He's getting out.
Good to see that Jimmy's okay.
Well, that thing was terrible loose. He was right. We've been watching that. He's had his hands full. We don't know. So
you know, he wondered if he had a tire going down. Something happened where he crashed is very early in the corner. You can see the marks on the wall if you look back.
Yeah.
He crashed very early in the corner, so something happened to that car.
Mechanical, definitely.
See that? Look at that.
Take a look here. See him coming down the straightaway right there. And that thing just turned sideways on its own.
Right rear tires.
No.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it was flat.
Yeah, it is flat.
Yep.
So he did have a tire going down like he suspected.
Oof.
Wow, that guy standing there got warm.
See that photographer?
Yeah.
And Greg Biffle did the same thing yesterday. You know, stayed out there with a flat tire, did not crash, but might have cost himself a victory.
First caution of the race, they were running 39th and 40th respectively.
Boy, Brett's got another car on fire.
Another car on fire. He's trying to get the thing started. That was fire out the exhaust on that car and heavy damage to Mike Wallace's car.
Mike driving for A.J. Foyt in that number 14. Got the very last starting spot in the field.
Hit the softer barrier. Looks like just off the exit of 2 there. That'd be the first one, right?
Yeah.
First stock car.
There have been no crashes in any of the testing that was held here over the last month. No crashes in Friday's practice or yesterday's practice and qualifying.
Just about peeled the sheet metal or the skin off the 11 car. Obviously, you can see that.
And there's the impact. Safer barriers, steel and foam energy reduction. Hopefully cushioning the blow for whichever of the two hit the outside wall, if not both of them.
Take a look and we can see exactly what happened. Now, that's inconclusive. The crash had already started. Now, what caused it to start? See Ted Musgrave going by, Bobby Hamilton, the 55 car, and Kenny Wallace. Another shot.
Ooh, Mike Wallace just went straight right.
Yeah, he was coming off a 2 there, and it looked like something either broke or he had a tire go down. Whenever a car shoots up to the wall like that, that's very unusual. Boy, he went right in.
It's going to become less and less courteous.
Yeah, the outside groove is trouble. Here we go. 3, 4 cars. Bobby Labonte's around. Elliott Sadler sliding across the infield. Jeff Green is in it. Casey Atwood is in it.
Stuart Kirby, the white car that you see parked there, is Stuart Kirby, his first race in the 49 car.
And Ward Burton, along with Tony Raines. Ward's problems went from bad to worse. 7 laps in, first caution of the day. Wow, look at the damage to Tony Raines' car.
Bill, what were they saying about Ward's car down in the pits?
He didn't say anything till after it came sliding to a stop, but he said, I don't know what's wrong with this car, but I thought I was going to spin out in every turn. So, as Alan just said, it started off bad, got worse in a hurry, and Ward Burton's string of bad luck continues, guys.
Let's get a look at what happened and put us... Oh, Casey Atwood, disgusted. Raines is in the red, white, and blue car, the 74.
So obviously the wreck is going to happen right in front of them.
Oh, he just turned sideways by himself.
Wow.
Like a tire must have come apart or something.
I thought I saw a tire, the cap off a tire go down in the infield.
Like maybe the left rear.
Yeah. And there we see the 49 car, just Stuart Kirby just barely get involved, become involved.
Ken Schrader was the guy that Raines bounced off of first in the yellow car. He took some air. I gotta believe the left rear came apart on that. Tony Raines' car. On board from Elliott Sadler here.
He is going to make some contact in this 21 Motorcraft car.
All right, let's try the Jeff Green angle.
Inside. Okay, sprint right in front, everybody.
Well, I don't know how much. Here we go with 21 car.
You got to spin in front of me, man. Stay low. Just go low. Stay right there. Stay right there. You all right?
Well, let's see if go back and look at that first replay and see if we can see the tire come apart. There we see Raines make contact. There it is, the left rear. Wally, you're right. There's a cap off the tires.
So either had contact with another car that cut it earlier or ran over something.
Yeah, that's strange because that usually doesn't happen, especially that early.
So clean it up on the front straightaway. Back at Daytona, a massive accident down in turn 1 has claimed at least 15 cars. It started up toward the front of the field. You see the carnage scattered in the corner. Matt Kenseth, Johnny Benson, Ricky Rudd was in it. Oh, look at that. Kenny Wallace, John Andretti, Casey Atwood. Is that Jeff Gordon? Can't see.
I don't think so. I think Jeff Gordon. I think that Kevin Harvick spun. I think that Jeff Gordon was able to get underneath him. I don't know that for sure. Kenny Wallace. Car is on fire, but he's quickly out of the car.
Todd Bodine's car there, just barely visible on the left of the screen.
His window nets are dropped
Yeah,
down.
Gordon made it through. What a scene.
Casey Atwood climbing out.
Good news. Look at his car, all torn up. At the tracks where they use the restricted engine package, Daytona and Talladega, all the drivers talk about the big one. Harvick is out of his car. They talk about the big one, the wreck that sweeps up a large number of cars. It's just happened 3/4 of the way through the race.
Yep.
Jerry Nadeau damaged in it. He's just driven back around to pit road. There's Bobby Hamilton. See the Hans device he's getting off his neck, the head and neck restraint. One of the 2 that are approved and mandated by NASCAR.
And that's the second car that Hamilton has torn up this week.
I think Bobby Hamilton's telling the fire guy, hey guys, my car's on fire. How about come on over? Put it out.
Sixth caution of the 500. And it was a big one. Let's take a look at what happened. There's Kenny Wallace.
Now the car, yep.
All right, Jeff Gordon and the Kevin Harvick make contact going down in turn 1.
And there we were talking about throwing the block, and that looks like what happened.
And the first 4 or 5 cars get through, and then about the 7th or 8th, I don't know, about the wherever the 43 car of Andretti, that was the next car to hit. And after that, there's no place for anyone to go.
That's right, the track just becomes completely blocked. Let's take another look. See the, well, that's kind of a little bit afterwards, but see Harvick slide back up.
How did Ward Burton get through that? Wow.
And all those cars on the inside, and then the hole closed up.
Add Jeremy Mayfield to the list of those involved, the 19 car.
Man, oh man.
Now look, let's take another look here. Jeff goes down. Kevin Harvick goes to put on the block, drives down on top of Jeff. Jeff just didn't give.
Or if he tried to get out, he didn't get out in time.
Yeah.
One of the 2.
Andretti, a hard lick.
Oh, wow.
You know, same thing happened in the qualifying race between Tony Stewart.
Is that Schrader caught up in it too? Schrader got a piece of it.
Folks, just watch this and listen as you're part of the big one. On board with Jeff Gordon. We see him. All right, he goes down, tries to get on the inside of Harvick. Harvick comes down to block. They make contact. Ricky Rudd, let's ride on board with him.
This all unfolds right in front of Ricky when Harvick starts to come back down across the racetrack. He's right in Rudd's path.
You see Ricky's just falling away. You see smoke, he slows down. You can't see anything.
Line coming up across the front. Coming back down.
Oh, and
Miller racetrack.
Just gets hot behind the right rear. Almost had it cleared.
Bill Weber.
Oh, hard into the wall. Sterling Marlin, a vicious crash.
And he's coming down to the inside and stopped just before he got to the inside wall.
Caution is out. Marlin was in 7th spot.
All right, Sterling.
That was a hit.
Put it to the fence, Lauren. 99.
Sterling Marlin had the hard crash at Richmond a couple of weeks back that he has been beaten up from and still trying to get over. Said today on Discover Card Countdown to the Green he was only at 90% even after a few weeks from that crash. And now today he pounded the outside wall in turn 2.
I know that he has the breath knocked out of him. I know he doesn't feel like getting out of the car right now, because when you hit the wall that hard, as I've said before, all the air leaves your body, and it takes you about 2 minutes, it seems like, to get a breath.
Yeah, he had the brakes on when he was coming there towards the inside wall there.
Based on the action of the safety workers there, obviously they're talking to him. And here he comes, and that's what we were waiting for. That's a good sign.
So we know that he made contact with the 99 car. Let's see how it happened. There he's coming off the corner. And all of a sudden,
it wasn't the 99's fault on that one.
It's like, once again, that Mike Wallace, he started to run up on Mike Wallace, and the car got loose or pushed or something, and he had to jump off the throttle a little bit, and that's when the 99 ran in the back of him.
It looked like he almost had to turn the wheel down. Let's watch it from this angle.
Watch the 40 car. The 40 car slowed up there at turn 2. I wonder if...
Well, I think he slowed up, like Benny said, because he was all over the 14 car.
I think the 14 car was why that he slowed up.
I'm sorry, I meant the 48 car. Jimmy Johnson was just in front of them, and he way woed up in turn 2 also, and then this happened behind him.
Dave, did something happen to the 48 car?
Well, his car was very, very loose on the beginning of that run on sicker tires, guys. And in fact, he radioed in and said, wow, is this thing loose? Marty?
Well, and Dave, a very dejected Jeff Burton came on the radio. He said, I did the best I could. I tried to get checked up, but I just couldn't do it in time. I did not mean to hit him, but I did hit him, but just barely.
Man,
what a crash.
We'll go on board with Rusty Wallace and see what he saw from inside the Miller Lite car, and just listen to it.
Going in front of you. You're clear. Clear. Inside only. Inside only. Inside. Clear. Right to the caution.
I think in 99 they got into Sterling after Sterling was already out of control.
But, oh, he can't do that.